So a little disclaimer is in order before the video starts. I wasn't actually planning to publish this video. I recorded my talk with Henrik Fisker just so I could remember something to write about for Inside EVs, but upon re-listening to the conversation, it actually seems pretty watchable, and he does share a few points that are lesser known, let's say. So yeah, that's why the video is shot at weird angles and the sound isn't amazing. Is this the Ocean's European debut?
It was the debut in UK.
In the UK.
So it's a debut in UK, and you know we have a lot of reservations here in the UK, so we really want to bring it here. You know, the two first countries is Norway and Denmark, and then
they are priority, obviously.
Yeah,
and you are from a northern country yourself, so
Denmark,
you might be a bit biased. No, I'm kidding. Of course, Norway is a huge market.
It's a huge one. And then but UK is really taken off. We are getting a lot of reservations from the UK, and I think the reason is that I think that the size is right here for the UK, sort of mid-size SUV.
And the price is fair, very fair for what you're getting.
Yeah.
And the Magna's tire connection, I think, makes it appeal more to people. At least for me, it makes it an even more credible product. Yeah. You know,
you're gonna get a high-quality car. You know.
Look at their track record. Look at what they built.
Yeah.
I mean, they built the I-Pace for Jaguar, which is somewhat similar, but a bit more expensive, I guess.
Yeah. And then the G-Wagon, they built the Supra, the BMW Z4 and 5 Series.
Peugeot RCZ.
Yeah. Well, that's a while ago.
Yeah, but I was impressed, and I felt that the quality of the Peugeot was actually better than the standard 308 built in France.
You could feel
it was just a bit more special. There was something in it, you know. Yeah.
Where are you based, by the way? Where are you based?
I'm in Romania.
Okay.
And I write for an American site.
Oh, wow.
And we have met in the UK.
Oh, okay, wow, that's amazing.
Globalization, what can you do? Yes, it's a global world.
Yeah, but it's kind of cool. And now with internet, you can sit wherever you want.
Yeah. Nobody seems to mind that I'm not a native speaker of English, as long as it's really good English, you know, and I'm knowledgeable about cars. Which version of the Ocean are we looking at
here?
So
this is the Extreme, which has everything included. A solar roof, it's got the 22-inch wheels.
I love the finish on this.
This is recycled carbon.
I think it's written somewhere on it.
Yeah, it's recycled carbon.
Yeah. Slipstream.
And basically, you know, our aim with this vehicle was to make the world's most sustainable vehicle. Mm-hmm. And of course, people are saying...
Sustainable how? You mean...
Exactly. How do you measure that?
Yeah.
So what we actually had done a lot of research, and we have a head of ESG at our company, and he just showed our first report that we are publishing actually in August. And we could find, not everybody says how many recycled materials they use, but we saw that BMW 5 Series, which should be one of the best, they use 27 kilo of recycled materials.
The one that's about to come out, or the one?
I think it's the current one.
The current one?
I think it's...
a new one is about to be launched, you know.
It might be the new one.
Soon. Yeah.
And we use, but that's 27 kilos, which seems like be the best. And we have 50 kilos of recyclable and biodegradable materials in this one, so it's quite a lot.
What can you tell me what the materials are?
It's all kind of different materials. So, for example, recycled carbon, recycled plastic, recycled garments like T-shirts, recycled plastic.
Those are really, really hard. You know, clothes are fabric generally is very hard to recycle.
Yeah.
You either burn it or what? Nothing.
No, we have companies that can do it.
And how do you use the fabric? In which
we use it inside the vehicle. So it's used in some of the materials inside the vehicle here.
But it's like ground up, you know.
Yeah. I mean, we're not making the materials. It's a supplier. Then we have recycled plastics that's made from fishing nets and plastic bottles from the ocean.
Yeah, I know that from the press release. That is very impressive.
So we have a lot of recycled stuff.
And it works with the ocean theme, you know, the recycled fishing nets.
Yeah. And then, of course, we got the solar roof, which can give you free power, 2,500 kilometers a year or 1,500 miles a year, depending on, you know, where you live.
What about in the UK, where it's temperamental? You quoted the number, was that like for California or something?
Yeah, that's the ideal condition.
Okay, got it.
But don't forget, even if you're outside, even if the sun is not out, you still get energy.
Yeah.
You just need light.
Less.
It's
less energy.
Yeah.
Such a fantastic looking thing. Congratulations. By the way, I'm a big fan of yours.
Thank you.
From the time you designed the V8 Vantage.
Yeah.
And the other Aston and the Z8.
Well, you see, I try to get some of that sculpture in here.
I was just talking to Richard as you were coming up, and I told him, yeah, this does have the signature Fisker look.
Yeah, we try to get some sculpture into it. I tell you another thing. This line here was sort of a line I really wanted, but it has another reason. because this rolls down. If
This rolls. Ah,
yeah,
so,
this
so you
rolls
need
down.
a place for it to go.
So you need a place. If it would be from here, it'll go into the wheel arch, too low down.
I had no idea this went down.
Yeah, so this rolls down. The rear window rolls down as well.
Oh yeah. I saw that in your Oceanside
And
presentation.
of course, it's got a huge solar roof as well.
That's a fantastic design.
So that's the California mode, you know, when everything rolls down.
Is this one completely closed?
Yeah, we kept it closed because it's still it's a show gun. It's been worn out so much that it's kind of, you know, starting to get a little abused.
Yeah, I understand.
So we are still taking it to a few shows around, so we don't have people sitting in it.
Yeah.
We have built now 55 prototypes
All of them in Austria.
in Austria, and we will have some vehicles coming to the. Actually, we just shipped the first vehicles to the U.S. But the first vehicles for people just like sit in that are fully ready is in November. Mm-hmm. And of course, we start the first deliveries in November.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What about right-hand drive?
Yeah, right-hand drive will be starting 6 months later. So the first deliveries in the UK.
That's not bad actually.
No, in UK in June next year.
By the way, you really fooled us with the four-door convertible thing. You had to post again to tell us that no, it's not a sedan. It's a convertible. You fooled the entire internet.
Well, because it was it's a foldable hardtop, and the idea was I wanted to see if people saw, oh, it's a cool sedan. So the whole idea is it's both a sedan and a convertible. So you get two cars in one.
How do you maintain the structural rigidity? It's a cars like that are very rare because they don't work.
Nobody's done it yet. So we are doing a very unique structure.
There's a Lincoln.
Yeah, but that was in the 60s.
Yeah, with the doors that you can actually see through the gap.
Yeah, that was in the 60s, but that was you still had a lot of torsional, movement.
Flex, yeah.
And you didn't have the safety rules. But now what we are doing is we are creating a very unique structure with an integrated battery. So it's very strong. It's a very high battery density because we don't have. Do you
have a number for the battery density? Do you know it off the top of your head?
Yeah, I do, but I don't want to say it because we don't want to give it to the.
I understand.
But the aim is to get close to 600-mile range. That's the aim for the engine.
With how many kilowatt hours?
We're not saying that yet. But obviously, it's the idea is that it's a real GT that can, you can go from London to south of France, and it's also a sports car with much more utility than. So I don't believe that the future of the sports car is taking a mid-engine and making a mid-engine electric car the same sort of a two-seater. I think the reason people are moving into SUVs, they like sports cars, but they drive an SUV every day because they want more utility. They want more daily usability. So the idea with the Ronin is to make a super advanced, sexy design, even more emotional than you have today, but make it much more usable. So it's a full four-seater.
The name Ronin already gets it like 30% there, to make it exciting. What do you drive? I drive a Ronin. Oh, yeah. Should I fear you or should I respect you?
Exactly.
Yeah, very cool design. And of course, I have to ask you about the PEAR because that's my favorite out of them all because it's a hatchback. I saw people providing conflicting information. Is it a hatchback or is it a crossover? It looks quite low slung to me,
I think you can call it some sort of new type of crossover, but it's not a typical crossover and it's not a typical hatchback. It actually doesn't fit in any real segment. It's about 4.5 meters long. It'll cost under $30,000, so it'll be very affordable. It's going to drive really sporty and fun.
That's what I want to hear.
But for example,
rear-wheel drive or front?
Rear or four-wheel drive. And it will have two battery sizes. Now, when you say hatchback, so the way we designed...
Hatchback is very generic.
I know, but the way we designed this car, we thought about how do people live today? Young people in big cities.
Yeah.
So for example, if you park in a big city and you have a lorry parked this close to you, you can't open a trunk. So we designed a new trunk that can open, you can get into even if somebody's parked this close. It doesn't exist on any production car today, so we have a lot of innovative things in the vehicle.
Does it have like a hinge here? Does it?
I'm not saying.
I know. I'm just trying to pull it out of you,
And then we have a lot of interiors, new type of interior space where you have a lot of place you can put things. So we are trying to really reinvent the car with that.
It'll
be a very radical design. It won't look like anything.
Cool, awesome.
And then it has a very unique interior with a lot of just a lot of places to put things. And the design itself, the exterior design and the interior design is pretty radical. It doesn't look like anything else
The
today.
exterior already looks amazing in the design sketches.
Yeah.
I assume those are a bit exaggerated, you know, as design sketches are. But
You know, my cars usually are like the show cars. This didn't
even
change
the Ronin,
Yeah, absolutely.
man, I still want to see that.
Yeah, that's gonna be radical.
Yeah.
Really cool. It's gonna be very rad. You know, we need to make it. I want to make a difference. I don't want to make cars that look like everybody else's cars. And there is people who want maybe more timid car and a little more bland, and that's okay. But we are making cars that are really
Bold,
different,
yes, bold,
different,
yeah.
and sustainable, fun, exciting. You know, we have just built a sound studio in Fisker.
Oh, I was not
We
aware.
actually are working on all the interior sounds when you do things in the interior and also on exterior sound. I think sound design will be important. The UI is important. The whole user interface.
That's fantastic. Is the PEAR going to be a 5-seater or a 4-seater?
5-seater.
5-seater.
Yeah. Because, I mean, the way I see this vehicle is it's going to be adaptable for many different scenarios. So, for example, if you're a single or a couple, you can buy this car and it does everything for you. But if you're a family, you can also fit in it because we have so much unique space in the car that even a family of 5, you have space enough to put stuff. And then we have 2 different battery sizes. One would be if you're more of living in the city, you don't really need to carry a giant battery every day.
Obviously.
So you want a lighter car, more nimble. So we have a smaller battery. Then we have a much larger battery that will give you over 310 miles, over 500 kilometers.
In the same form factor,
Well, it's going to be bigger battery,
physically bigger.
physically bigger.
So the smaller battery won't take up the entire space.
Well, but you keep the space underneath the car.
Yeah.
You won't use it, but you keep it and you need for weight distribution, etc., and safety.
Will it be like a swappable battery or something?
No. I don't believe in the swappable batteries.
I was gonna say I don't believe in it either.
The reason is that nobody wants to buy a new car
And then lease the battery.
and then 2 weeks later you get an old battery because you swap it.
Yeah, but you can swap it again, and you can. Although you will have to.
And eventually you get an old battery.
I think Neo, for instance, gives you 2 swaps.
Yeah, but eventually. Yeah, but don't
Something.
forget, when you swap a battery, they swap you with an old battery. They keep recharging the old batteries.
Yeah, but they say that you recharge it only to 90% to preserve the longevity of the thing, whatever.
But the point is, let's say you bought a Neo, brand new,
Okay.
and another guy bought a Neo 4 years ago. You might get his battery in your brand new car when you swap it the first time.
I actually hadn't thought about that specific scenario.
with
Yeah.
a 4-year-old battery, and if the car breaks down with a battery, it broke down because you have an old battery in it.
Then why is it so popular in China?
No, the reason in China is popular is because 2 reasons, I think. One, a lot of Chinese in the big cities, they don't have parking spaces like where you can charge. Secondly, they use it, the original idea was for taxis because they drive a lot. So then it made a lot of sense that you just swap it.
To not have downtime.
Yeah, to not have downtime, exactly. But I think for private people, it doesn't make a lot of sense in my view.
I don't think it will be that popular in Europe, and especially in Norway. I mean, come on. People in Norway would rather spend the money and have the freedom.
I just don't believe.
You have a spider on you.
No, let me. Are you good?
No.
Yeah. There. Okay. So I think the swappable battery is for a certain use case, for like a taxi. But I think
Or trucks maybe, or buses,
Yeah, maybe.
or something like that.
But you have to have special stations, and it's very heavy. You got to go to certain places. I don't think it's that convenient.
Well, from my point of view, for instance, like for a city bus, for an electric city bus, if you need to fast charge it in order to keep it on on schedule,
yeah.
and that wears out the battery really quickly because you would only ever fast charge it.
But a bus doesn't go more than 100 miles a day.
So you wouldn't actually use up its.
I think you charge it overnight.
I think what do they have, like 300 kilowatt? 300, I think the man ones now operational in Germany. They have 320 or something. Yeah, very awesome. I don't think I have any other questions. It was a real pleasure to meet you.
It was great to meet you.
And I hope you'll check out our articles on Inside EVs. Thank you so much.
I read them.
I know you do.
All right.
Take care.
Good to see you.
Take care, Henrik. Bye bye.